All right, y'all, here we are. The rise and fall of World Star, how it became irrelevant. I don't know if I'm gonna make it through this whole video, so if you're watching, make sure you drop a follow to the Twitch. The link's pinned in the comments and the description. This is probably gonna go in the plug channel. I don't know. Let's see.
When you think about modern rap outlets for hip hop media, names like Complex News, Revolt TV, and The Breakfast Club probably come to mind. You might also think of influencers like DJ Academics or Joe Budden, both of whom have shaped the conversation in the hip hop space. These platforms and personalities dominate today's landscape, but before they became the go-to for what people thought of when they thought about hip hop media, there were places like World Star Hip Hop. At its peak in 2011, World Star Hip Hop wasn't just a website, it was a cultural phenomenon. In 2011, World Star Hip Hop was among the top 250 websites visited online, beating out other much larger brands like CBS News, with videos on the platform racking up millions of views daily. But in 2024, World Star feels like a shadow of its former self, with it rarely ever being mentioned.
Not even close.
Not just in hip hop, but just in general. It seems that most people have moved on from visiting the website, and there are numerous reasons why. So today, let's talk about World Star Hip Hop and how it went from being a dominant force in the industry to nothing more than a distant memory for most. World Star Hip Hop was started by Lee Q Dennett in 2001. However,
oh damn, he was on that early.
Named World Star Hip Hop. Instead, it was called NYC Fat Mixtapes, and the site offered various mixtapes from artists out of New York, like 50 Cent and his crew G Unit. Technically, the site was a collaboration between Q and a popular mixtape DJ at the time, DJ Who Kid.
What? Wait, the Who Kid? The Lord. Chat, the Kendrick Drake beef? Remember before Drake's Push Up song, it was like, okay. Right. That's this guy. This the guy Kendrick was performing with at the thing when they said that. The Lord right now, the Lord. Okay, I really thought the guy was just a DJ. I didn't know he had anything to do with World Star. Damn. Small world.
Spin off from my original website, NYC Fat Mixtapes, which I created.
Oh, that's him. How much bread he got? How much y'all think he sold World Star for? He definitely sold it, right?
Originally, it was a mixtape download website.
In 2001, there was a lot of money being made on the mixtape scene, with people being able to buy them at virtually any gas station or swap meet for $10 or $15, and Q seen an opportunity to take this market into the digital world. For a monthly fee, members of the site could download as many mixtapes as they wanted to and then burn them onto their own CDs, effectively cutting the cost for the consumer. Mixtapes like 50
Do they have hoop earrings on them?
Cent is the future, and guess who were part of the offering. Notice that most of these were 50 Cent songs and G Unit compilations. This may lead you to believe that Q was directly affiliated with 50, but Q didn't necessarily have permission to be posting these mixtapes online, and from what I can gather, there was no revenue split with the artist whose music Q was posting. Despite this,
so he was finessing a little bit.
Saying in an interview with Vibe, I was just another part of the entourage, and 50 used to see me and say, "What's up?" He recognized my face, but he didn't give up about me. Q would later find out in this story that this just wasn't the case, and that 50 Cent
so he knew
was
about him.
eventually bothered by what Q was doing, and they would in due time end up having a major legal dispute, although it wouldn't be over mixtapes, but more on that in a minute. Q
well, damn.
run this mixtape
some crazy ass
years, but eventually competition would become thick, and the market eventually got oversaturated, with newer platforms like Dat Piff coming out and pretty much taking over the entire mixtape scene. Q saw an opportunity to pivot his content in 2005, and he rebranded the site to worldstarhiphop.com and changed the way that the business ran. He was attempting to become more of a news site. In fact, he posted up an ad on getacoder.com that said that he wanted someone who could develop his webpage into a new one that had the exact same features as another popular site at the time, OnSmash.net. The idea was simple. He would appropriate OnSmash's layout and try to do a better job than they did. This did not go according to plan, though, as according to Q, hackers started to target the website, resulting in it being down for about 9 months.
How did that turn into like World Star? What was it that really kicked it off that made you realize, forget mixtapes, this is the future?
We got hacked. I was down literally for like 8-9 months. You know, instead of packing up and then saying forget it, I figured I'm gonna come back and be 100% video.
Instead of being defeated by the takedown of his site, Q yet again seen an opportunity to pivot. He noticed new platforms like YouTube were having an immense amount of success with sharing video content.
Hey, he was onto something early. Like, yeah, he did copy pasta another website, but he saw the opportunity really early. I mean, I don't know what year they're saying like he did that, because they say he started in 2001. So I wonder like exactly what year. Did they show that on any of the 2007? Okay, that's still pretty early. Like, I just want to know how much he sold it for. There's no way he still owns it, right? They always sell these type of companies out.
Takedown of his site, Q yet again seen an opportunity to pivot. He noticed new platforms like YouTube were having an immense amount of success with sharing video content only, and decided that this would be the path forward for his site as well. So in 2008, he launched World Star Hip Hop again. This time, instead of blog posts and mixtapes, he would focus solely on the delivery of content that was video to the urban community, even going as far as to call his new website the CNN of the Ghetto. And this new format would see him prevail over his previous competitors like on Smash.
Stop.
You know, space with YouTube, you know what I mean, the success of YouTube back then when they got signed with Google, and I noticed that everything's gonna be going towards videos, you know what I'm saying, because I was one of the first cats to do a mixtape sites in 01, and then I was like, yo, this, you know, it's too saturated right now, let me go ahead and think of the next, you know, next curve. So that was like videos online.
From 2008 to 2011, World Star's popularity ballooned, and this was due to several reasons. For one, World Star began to offer content expeditiously. Things would happen, and due to the rise of cell phones with cameras, these things would be recorded more than ever. Things like fights, comedy skits, police interactions, and even low quality music videos began to be produced en masse, and Q would get this kind of content in front of people quicker than anyone else. The second thing that helped propel World Star forward was their ties to hip hop. It allowed a lane for independent artists to get exposure for their music, when previously it was almost impossible to break a record without some sort of record label being involved. World Star changed that, and the labels noticed, so they started to release exclusive music on the site, further bolstering its popularity.
That was crazy.
And the third thing that really helped
forgot they
garner
did that.
millions of viewers was its shock content. It didn't matter what it was,
crazy
from
shit.
rappers being robbed to police beating people up. World
Bro,
Star
all
had
this
a-
AI is killing me, bro. I'm sorry. Like, I understand though, like as a creator, it can really save a lot of time, but like, yeah, it's a lot more cost effective to just tell the AI to generate the images, but I feel so conflicted about it. I really don't. I don't like it, because I see this is gonna lead to like us using our brains less, and creativity, real human creativity, being devalued. Because at the end of the day, the AI stuff is coming from art that's already created. People aren't getting paid off of their art and data that's being scraped on the internet and fed into AI. You know, it's not creating anything new, it's just taking what's already there and like using it and like reinventing it. It's like essentially recycling what's already there. So, bro, at first I was just gonna not say nothing, but like, come on, bro. I'm looking at the AI, like, it's just ridiculous.
At all.
I get
And
it
his
though.
new formula of being video only was working extremely well for Q. One of the first key moments for World Star Hip Hop getting a ton of exposure was in January of 2008, when a video of a masked man claiming he killed rapper Stack Bundles in exchange for payment from Dipset head honcho Jim Jones was posted to the site. Copies of this video still exist today, although World Star eventually removed it after catching backlash.
More
for allowing it to
AI.
be posted.
World stop. World's hip IHOP. This is what AI does. Like, it's not even real words on here. Buns, Slake, like, bring real art back.
Posted in the first place. Less than 3
Bring
months
human creativity back.
after this incident, WorldStar found itself back in the headlines for the content that it was posting when Bill O'Reilly, a notorious hip-hop hater, took aim at the blog for allowing a video of a kid threatening to assassinate then President George W. Bush was published on the platform.
It's a very disturbing video. Do we know anything more about it?
It's on a hip-hop website that embeds a lot of video, mostly rap videos and news about rap stars and that kind of thing.
If this were an adult, the Secret Service would arrest the adult. Now, I believe the Secret Service should arrest the parents of this kid and the purveyor of the website.
The video in question was originally uploaded on YouTube, but was quickly taken down. However, it continued to garner attention due to it only being available on WorldStar after YouTube removed it. These were the first few bits of controversy that helped WorldStar gain mainstream attention, but it was far from the only problems they ran into. For example, Bill O'Reilly made it a point to continue to talk about WorldStar on his show, advocating for the police to interfere and investigate Q for the things that were being posted. By doing this, he thought he was helping bring down the site, but was actually inadvertently helping the site gain even more exposure.
On a hip-hop website, a woman is shown teaching a little girl to say obscene things about Barack Obama.
And this surfaced on a hip-hop website that claims to be the CNN of hip-hop. I can't believe that anyone would host that kind of filth.
Now, who's behind it? Do we know who's behind it?
The person who's
What did
in
she
charge
say?
of the hip-hop website, which I don't want to say, he claims his name is Q. He's
so
not
we
taking
know
it down.
we know who put this on
The way
there,
she-
this guy Q, right?
The way she said Q was even microaggressive.
We know that.
Yes, he's the
Okay.
guy who's in charge of the site, and
So
he's
the
allowed it to stay on there.
FBI should be interviewing this guy. So that's easy to do, and we expect the FBI to do it, and we're going to follow up on that.
It wasn't just the controversy helping give the platform a national spotlight either. They started to see traction in the world of music as well when they started allowing artists, no matter if they were signed or not, to basically premiere their music on the website for a fee. And the first person to take advantage of this was Ace Hood when he released his single Cash Flow via WorldStar in April of 2008, and it racked up over 7 million views on WorldStar alone since it was released. This would lead Q
I
into an
remember him.
entirely new lane as far as what was being posted on his site and open up new opportunities, as this was the first premiere of many that came in the years after that, with tons of artists hoping to get their big break by promoting their art on the website. In 2009, WorldStar ran into a bit more trouble though when 50 Cent decided to take legal action against WorldStar for using his likeness. But this wasn't for their previous distribution of his mixtapes though. Instead, he sued WorldStar because they had a banner on their site that had 50 Cent in it, and 50 Cent said that he felt like that made people think he was associated or involved with the site when he wasn't.
You know, but WorldStar, I got a lawsuit against WorldStar for utilizing my likeness. A lot of people felt like that was my site because they see my face on the cover of an infringement with iRobot for a long time. But QC, you should really be nice to me, because when you're not nice to me, then I'm not nice. You know? And because I have lawyers on retainers and I pay them so much money anyway, we'll go back and forth to court until you can't afford a Subway sandwich. Because I got to pay them anyway.
Now, you might think that 50 was mad at Q because of the distribution of his mixtapes early on, or maybe even because he used his likeness on that banner, but the truth is, it was something way more petty than that. For those who are unfamiliar with 50 Cent's history, him and another rapper, Rick Ross, got into a back and forth years ago, and the two never really had love for one another. Well, according to 50 Cent, he
They
didn't
got
like
beef
the
with
way
everybody.
WorldStar was platforming Rick Ross and allowing his competition a lane to take shots at him. He even went as far as suggesting that Rick Ross was cutting WorldStar checks to help make Rick look good in the public eye.
Being and having a strong viral presence, you know. So a lot of times, like, even Rick, like they spent additional marketing dollars on Rick Ross to combat my presence. At that point, you know, they was writing WorldStar checks.
And there may be some merit to what 50 Cent was saying there, because as we know, Ace Hood was the first person to premiere a music video on World Star, and in that music video, it was him, DJ Khaled, T-Pain, and Rick Ross, so maybe 50 Cent was onto something. Either way, Q was catching wind of what 50 was saying, so he booked an interview on the radio with Angie Martinez to discuss it, but it turns out that the whole thing was a setup. Angie was working with 50 to basically backdoor Q, and instead of an interview with Angie, when he called into the radio, he got confronted by 50 Cent.
Oh.
That sucker's on the phone. Don't what's up me, you sucker. Don't what's up me, you sucker. I should black your eye. I said, don't what's up me, you sucker. Tell him I was on my tour bus in 2003, you punk. And you created an area where everybody can try and hate on me.
What?
You know you're a punk. You know you're a punk, Q. You know I'm the wrong one to even be playing with.
I never was a punk, B. I was a good dude for you.
Yeah, you was a sucker. And you know not to keep playing with me anyway. So I don't know why you keep pushing me until I gotta do. Don't listen. Don't tell me to chill out. Don't you ever tell me to chill out, you sucker. You know nowhere near my.
He really mad.
My caliber of breed, punk.
Okay.
You know.
He really hot.
So front for Angie or anybody else there, and they'll be watching. They'll watch on the Channel 7 News. You sucker. You know how I get down.
Channel.
Play with me if you want. Play with me if
Channel
you want.
7 News.
Play with me if you want. You see the suit and tie, you think I clean all the way up like that? Watch me show you some of the old me. Keep playing with me, Q. Keep playing with me. Don't you ever try to front, and on the radio, I dare you to try and say something crazy.
What are you talking about? I don't know what you're talking about.
You a sucker.
Okay.
That's why you come, if you're in New York, you come to my office and we sit down and we talk. Don't you ever talk to me on the radio.
But ain't she the one that snuck onto the radio?
She could go and put you on the radio because you know better, because you knew no better.
Come on, man. I ain't trying to talk to you on the radio. I'm trying to talk to you one-on-one.
All right, then you come to the office and we sit down, and that's it.
He doing too much.
We talk later. Ain't nothing to talk about on the air. You heard me.
Now, 50 and Q never did squash their beef, but this confrontation honestly didn't do anything but help give World Star more publicity, which in turn just continued to help the site grow. 50 was already massive, so for Q to get him worked up and responding in front of the whole world really just turned out to be a massive W. Now, 50 would eventually clap back even more by starting his own competing site called This Is 50 with the exact same kind of layout and even the same type of content. And we know that 50 Cent started this site out of pettiness because in an interview with Vibe, he said, if there's a dispute between me and another artist, there's more online traffic, people trying to keep up with it, almost like a soap opera. What happens is he, as in Q, tries to cover the other side of it as much as possible so he can have exclusive content. But he can't have exclusive content with This Is 50 being in existence. In January of 2011, World Star's website was taken offline again, and this time 50 Cent found himself taking full responsibility for it.
What,
out,
hackers?
I put World Star to bed. You don't believe? Try me. I will shut your stuff down. However, it turned out that 50 had nothing to do with the shutdown.
So
Instead, a creator named I Shat On You filed a DMC copyright takedown notice with the server owners that were hosting World Star's website. Apparently, they had uploaded a video that he made to the site with nothing more than a description that said, courtesy of Mahad. When the creator asked the site to add an attribution so he could get recognition for his video, they ignored him, leading to the complaint and the site's takedown. Now, Q claimed he never received the DMCA takedown notice, and eventually the site would go back online. Later that year, in November of 2011, the World Star battle cry would actually become a thing.
World Star!
One of the first times that this chant was ever heard was in a video that went viral on World Star of 3 teenagers jumping a man named Daniel and Dara after he scolded them for spitting on the train subway cart floor. During the beatdown, you can hear bystanders shouting World Star in the midst of the altercation. This symbolized
this is a time.
how much of a household name Q's website had become and the violence that was associated with the site. This is really when World Star reached its peak in popularity, with millions of daily visitors logging into the website to see what was going on in the world around them. They were even named the #1 most influential platform in hip hop by The Source around this time.
Pick up that magazine right there and let me see it on screen here. And I want you to open to the page where you're #1 in the Power 30 list and just show us that. There we go. Let's get that zoom in on that
look
photo.
at that.
That's right.
Number one. World Star Hip Hop.
Did we get it right? Like, are we right in giving you that number 1 spot in Power 30?
Hell yeah, you're right. We should be number 1 and 2, to be honest. You know, there shouldn't be no one next to us because we're killing everyone.
From here, though, it would only go downhill for World Star. For starters, 50 Cent would eventually win his lawsuit against Q, resulting in a summary judgment, which means that 50 Cent had such a strong case, there wasn't even a need to have a trial. And I'm sure this resulted in a payout on World Star's part to 50 Cent. However, when I tried to find the documents to see if the amount paid to 50 was disclosed, all of the court records have been scrubbed from the internet for, get this, copyright infringement. Seems like Q really wanted this giant L that he took to remain a secret. Now, there were also talks of Paramount purchasing a film idea from Q, a film that was supposed to be like Ferris Bueller's Day Off, and it even had Russell Simmons signed on to co-produce it, but the film never materialized and no other news ever came out about it. In fact, after hearing about the film, most people were not feeling the idea, with some users saying stuff like, this is a site that I frequent for all the wrong reasons, but World Star Hip Hop as a feature film concept is Paramount's way of trying to be cool and hip. Studios, if you're gonna throw us a bone, how about a black superhero franchise? This is amongst the stupidest idea I've ever heard in my really long life. In 2015, Q said that he turned down a $40 million deal where a buyer wanted to purchase a 40% stake in his business. Q said at the time, turning down the money was a big risk, especially if World Star's popularity.
He turned down 40 M's.
This would turn out to be the grim reality of the situation.
He turned down 40 M's. I'm not gonna lie. I would have lowered their stake. 40% is too much. 25 max for 50 mil. Take it or leave it. But you gotta walk away with something for your hard work. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money to just be turning down if you don't have another deal right there. I would have had to have maybe start seeking some offers from multiple places to test the market, to see like what other people are willing to offer before I turned that down. I would have had to have a better deal on the table. That was bold, bro.
As at the time, it had slipped up, and in the previous 3 years, it had lost over 200 spots in the ranking for the most viewed websites in America. Where it used to be in the top 250, it was now only in the top.
Yo, Jack, what up? Welcome to the stream.
It was still good, but it was clear that World Star was losing its influence. It looked like World Star was going to attempt to make a comeback, though, as in 2017, it was announced that there was going to be a new show coming to MTV called World Star TV, and the show
said, love the Bad Bunny song. Oh yeah, that's my guy, Bad Bunny.
But it only aired for 10 episodes before being canceled. And
wait, there was a World Star show? Yeah. I wonder if he's gonna talk about the part where they start doing the music videos. That's the last thing I remember from World Star. Like that era. There were some big ones within, I would say pre-2018. But after that, I don't know what happened.
Off the network. 1 week before the show aired, on January 24, 2017, it was announced that Lee Q.
He died.
Passed away. And according to reports,
oh damn.
At a San Diego massage parlor, with the official
cause
of death being
50 Cent got his lick back. Crazy take. 50 Cent got his lick back. Remember he said he in the phone convo, he was like, yo, don't play with me, I'll put you on the Channel 7 News. Chad, you know 50 Cent petty enough to play the long game. I'm not saying he did it. I'm just saying he said it earlier.
Natural.
Nah, he might just die for real, but I'm reaching.
Causes due to issues with morbid obesity and plaque buildup around his heart. Now, unfortunately for Q's legacy, this would pretty much be the end of World Star as the
who took control of the company.
The general consensus is that the site has been mismanaged, left unmoderated, and stuck in the past. When you visit it in 2024, it has the exact same layout that it had
in
2008. there have been no updates.
It's still getting views,
though.
so
Worldstar came out, it was bridging a gap between big media outlets like YouTube and the urban community, allowing for people to have a video site specifically dedicated to the culture. But as time went on, we saw big social media giants come out, adopt video features, and make it easier for this type of content to be accessed in customized feeds. Sites like Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, Vine, TikTok, all of these companies were technically competitors on the video front, and people just found it easier to use these services to watch the things that they like. On top of that, it allowed people to see more variety. For the longest time, Worldstar had been getting called out for the type of content that they posted, with people criticizing the platform for posting videos that didn't paint hip-hop culture in the best light. Despite their name being Worldstar Hip Hop, most of the videos they posted were fights, drama, or just general ridiculousness. For example, one video that got them a lot of traction and backlash was when they posted this news clip of people being interviewed outside of the mall waiting on some new Jordans.
What?
He titled the video Pure Uffery. News report on Air Jordan 11s turns ghetto in Texas. And people pointed out that the site tended to post videos with titles that made the community look bad.
You can see the line outside Greenspoint Mall right now from our view from Skyfox. It's been pretty chaotic here. Well, controlled chaos. We saw
you say Greenbrier
running across the street through traffic to the mall property. You know, we talked to some people who waited in line, and some people gave up. They just said this wasn't worth it.
Crazy up in there. I don't have time to sit up in there. People are already trying to fight and everything. It's not even worth it.
I'm investing these. Look at that. That's real.
Yeah, kids, people got their babies out here. It's cold. They wrapped up in blankets. What if your child get ammonia for a pair of shoes? It's not worth it.
I got one of the guys who's got one of the first pairs. What's your name, sir?
Curtis Solomon.
Them Concord.
I'm a shoe connoisseur.
Concord 11s.
It was crazy.
Or is this the 12s?
A group of my friends, you know, from Lakewood.
I can't remember, chat. Where the sneakerheads at? Is this the 12s or the 11s? I can't remember. All I remember, am I gonna tell this story? This is kind of embarrassing. I got finessed out of my Concords. I finally got a pair, a really good deal. They were used, but they were like lightly used. Got them for a steal, because I used to flip sneakers and stuff back in my day, or whatever. But these were mine, and I knew I could resell them at a good price and like make the difference. And I put them on Mercari, and someone messaged, now this is a rookie mistake, but they messaged like, oh, like, let's cut out the fees and just go direct, you know, transaction, like on PayPal or something. You know, I'll pay, send you the confirmation, and then, you know, you can send it like overnight. So I did it, okay? Because they were paying me a nice price. I was making pretty much double what I bought for it. This is the greed right here, because I was already making bread. I was working, you know, and then I was like flipping shoes and clothes and stuff on the side. And I was like, come on, double what I paid. Come on, I can't pass that up. I sent the shoes. I checked the confirmation, the PayPal confirmation, because, you know, if you make a transaction, it goes to your email or whatever, right? So I go and check, and I see the confirmation like, oh, okay, it was like something like $450 or almost $500 plus shipping. So I look, and then I go to my PayPal account, and then money's not there. I'm like, wait, how do I have the confirmation the money's not there? Like, what? Like, what? So I'm panicking, and then it clicks. They sent me a fake PayPal confirmation, and they asked for overnight shipping, so that by the time I realized it was too late and the shoes were already there. Because you could actually reverse a package. I've had to do that before. You can reverse a package if it's still in transit to come back to you. But since it was overnight and they paid extra for overnight, which I really fronted the money for the shipping, so I lost money on expensive shipping, and I lost my shoes. And it was crazy. It wasn't like a regular, like, this is a high quality PayPal replica email. Like, it looks exactly like the regular transaction receipt you get. They did such a good job. And I was like, wow, I didn't know like they could fake it that good. Like, they literally had it perfect. So after that, I was really sad, and I stopped buying shoes after that. That was the last time I really like tried to get some grill shoes, or after that, it just killed my love of the game, and then I stopped being a sneakerhead. Now I just like stuff that's just comfortable, I guess. But it's not like I'm going out that much to be like wearing it. And then I realized I had the epiphany. The sneakers, it's cool. It's exclusive. You're into it. You know, I went to sneaker con and everything. Got multiple girl shoes. And I was like, 99% of people don't know what type of shoes I have on. And they don't know how much the shoes even cost. So when we're seeing all these people that got these shoes that's like 2,000, 3,000, 5,000, 10,000, 25, it's like the average person has no fucking idea what it is or how much it costs. So you can't even flex in them for real. You know, if you got some Jordan 1 breads, the average person just gonna see some black and red shoes, you know, high top shoes or mid top, whatever you call that. That's all they're gonna see. They don't know that those shoes are like $500 or $600 or more, depending on what year they're from. These Concords, I don't know what year this was, but if this was like, I think the last one in this time period was like 2011. So maybe this was 2011 or 2012 or 2013, somewhere around there. This one of the last few actually decent ones, because the shoe quality from Jordan and all these other shoes is trash these days. Like, it's absolutely garbage. Like, these new shoes and the retros they're doing of shoes, it's so bad. It's like after 2010s, quality just got cheaper and cheaper and cheaper. Like, you really got to get some old ones, like, to get a good quality for real.
So it's nothing to us to buy shoes. Man, we just came up here, you know, to have fun. Like, you know, we get money, boys. We can get money.
Oh, Lord.
We came up here had fun, man. There were people trampling people over a pair of tennis shoes.
We had a guy on earlier who said, look, this has got to stop. Michael Jordan got to stop doing this because someone's going to get killed.
What they need to do, instead of letting us come up to these miles, Michael Jordan just need to have all the shoes in his house, and we go to his house and get the shoes. We gonna see if you like that, Michael Jordan. Come on, talk to the people, man. Boy, live from Lakewood.
Man, look, Michael Jordan needs to stop playing with all his brothers, his black brothers out here. He needs to go ahead and let all us be able to buy enough pair of shoes, because, you know, it's a shame the little kids out here couldn't get the shoes. I seen little kids crying because they can't get shoes, though.
30 pair of tennis shoes to a store.
Man,
30 pairs of tennis shoes to one store, that's crazy.
One mama was in tears because she couldn't get the shoes for her kids. You know, it break our hearts out here, though. But you know what? To get money, boys, we do have some shoes. We are selling it. So parents, look us up. You know.
All right. Okay.
I'm dead.
It was things like this, coupled with the other distasteful videos that were being posted and the unmoderated comment sections, that led to people turning their back on World Star. But when Q was alive, he always did his best to combat these criticisms, saying that he didn't make the content, he just aggregated it into one place, and that nobody was being forced to watch it.
It's not just gonna paint this Disneyland picture for everyone wants to see. So we like to show the good, the bad, and the ugly, and you know, that's our job.
I don't got a problem with that, honestly.
And I think that these videos were there before World Star. It's not
just
something that we created. You know what I mean?
I mean, I get a lot of people pointing fingers at me for their misery and what's on the internet. But the thing is, I look at, you know what I'm saying, like rappers like Eminem, Two Live Crew, Tupac. I mean, these guys got criticized just the same as I'm getting criticized. So it's so easy to point the finger at them, because when you become real, you tend to get a lot of people that don't understand that. So with our website, you know, you have the control, like having the remote. You know, no one's forcing you to watch this.
And on the surface, it's a decent defense. Nobody was mad at the original news station for posting it, but then again, the original news station didn't title it the way World Star did. And on top of that, it seems to the general public that World Star was posting a lot more bad and ugly than good. So this definitely contributed to his downfall. Q even went as far as to say that if there was a video of his mama getting knocked out, he would post it on the site.
You get a video.
Oh, Lord.
Okay. She picking apples off a tree or something?
Getting knocked out.
Knocked out? Oh.
Okay. Guaranteed 300 million hits if you post this. Do you put the video up?
So he was the original clout demon.
But there was more, like the fact
That's
that at
crazy
some point
scenario.
WorldStar realized that they couldn't compete with the bigger
Who
competition.
who's the sick individual that even came up with that scenario?
Social media, so they just decided to join, starting a YouTube channel for WorldStar, creating several pages on different platforms so that they could post.
They still got
content
motion
there.
though.
Right, they really fell into the crowd, and it's not like they had a choice. These companies were becoming massive and still are massive. Now these days, all of these accounts have millions of followers on them, but it took time to build, and the quality of content is just not that great. For example, their IG page is basically nothing more than a fancy meme page, and their YouTube channel is only used to cash in on unsigned artists looking for promotion. This isn't new, as it's something that the site has done since the day Ace Hood paid to be featured, but honestly, with the decline of the company, some of the prices are ridiculous. For example, to have your video posted on the WorldStar Hip Hop YouTube channel, they want $8,000.
Damn.
A YouTube channel that rarely ever has anything go
8,000.
viral, with most of the releases only getting a couple thousand views, with the occasional viral video hitting. On top of that, they'll literally post anything that you pay to get posted, so most people just stopped watching their YouTube channel altogether because it was oversaturated with hot garbage. They want $5,000 to be on their watered down Instagram.
$5,000.
$25,000 to be placed.
Hey, at the end of the day though, that's what their analytics demand though. They aren't relevant, but the channel history, the average views they get, even with them falling off, is still higher than most other places. So like, I don't know. I would love to see how much they make every year
on their home
off of all the
of
socials.
Their dying website that can hardly garner
25,000
views on a video. Now look, I'm not a business advisor, but I'm sure there are better ways for you to spend your money if you're an artist looking for promotion. Now, WorldStar has tried to branch out into other avenues as well, like when they started WorldStar Distribution, a service which lets you distribute your music to streaming services, which is nothing more than an automated RSS feed, but the price isn't that ridiculous. But if you sign up, they take 20% of any revenue you
20%,
and that's a pretty hefty fee.
Whoa, 20% of YouTube revenue. Oh, hell no.
Considering you can monetize YouTube for free and collect 100%. And there's also other massive distributors out there like TuneCore, DistroKid that offer these services and more. It's entire businesses that are dedicated to this one thing. WorldStar just uses this as a side hustle. So of course, if you sign up for it, the level of service you're gonna get is gonna be greatly reduced in comparison to what the competition could offer. What I'm saying is it's just not that great of a distribution service. And all of these things, the bad business decision, the crazy posting online, all of this has led to the decline of WorldStar Hip Hop. And as a result, for most people that were coming up when WorldStar started, it's nothing more than a distant memory now, and the new generation probably isn't even aware of how big this was just a little over 10 years ago. But that's how things work. One moment you can be on top of the world, and the next you could be just another entity whose time came and went.
Damn, that's crazy, Chad. Bro, WorldStar definitely fell off, but I wonder who owns the company now. Like, did he have kids, or did someone else buy it? Like, I'm just curious. Like, they say he died, and I don't know what year they said.